from a range of British and international food bodies. It is a far cry from the fast-paced world of motor racing, but one that is powered by similar passion and which brings its own type of competitive fervour. When all is said and done, from 9 years spent racing in Formula One, Jody Scheckter can point to 2 periods of his career as having been particularly special.
I think that if the 2 seasons that stand out, one is with the Wolf, the first year. The team was very close. We had 20 people. Ferrari had 200 at that time. So, but we were tightly knit team. In fact, we couldn't find a place to test. And I sent a telex to Mr. Ferrari. Can I run at your circuit? This was before the season. And he said, yes, come. And we were the only car other than a Ferrari that had been on the circuit. And, but we were a very tight team. It was working well together. And then Ferrari. And Ferrari I enjoyed very much. It was fun. It actually was fun. You're working hard, and the food was good.
New year, new time. Watch Conversations with Christ every Sunday at 10 a.m. And I'll tell you why. Because I recently had someone ask me, they said, Daniel, how do I explain unemployment to my kids? How do I explain that I'm not working and we on welfare, we on government assistance? How do I explain that to my children? And the only thing I could tell them is one word, and that's temporary. Everything is temporary. Because see, when you walk by faith and not by sight, what you understand is that even though you don't see things changing, you don't have to see it, you just know that it's happening. And then he said, but it's been over 2 years. I haven't worked. So how do you explain temporary? And that's when I had to let him know that, hey, to God, one day is like 1,000 years. And 1,000 years is like one day. So don't compare today to forever. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So 10 a.m. Conversations with Christ every Sunday.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the Grand Bahama Port Authority outlining new investments earmarked for the city. Also, the GBPA expected to be the focus of a protest tomorrow in the downtown area. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Shashina Roll-Farkas, and as always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping the news this evening, some good news coming from the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Officials are on the record tonight stating that the revitalization of Grand Bahama's economy is underway. A top executive is giving details of several investment projects that have already received approval. Sabrina Brown has our top story.
Chief Investment Officer at the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Derek Newbold, says there are some exciting projects in the pipeline for Grand Bahama that should come to fruition soon.
Mr. Roll and I just recently negotiated with government for a major financial institution to actually set up a wealth management facility in Freeport. And that is coming, and that will be a calling card to other professional firms that Grand Bahama is open for business, and we need to see what's going on there. We recently approved a new distillery that should be opening in stores this month. That has been something that's flown under the radar.
The port executive is also excited about the transformation of the downtown area, which is already beginning to take shape.
Right now, we have a new fresh market that's earmarked for downtown. The building next to that is under negotiation. for a major mixed-use business center operation. So you're going to see a major transformation come into downtown in very short order. In fact, by summer, you're going to see the evidence of that.
New developments are also unfolding at the new medical university on the island, which is now into phase 2 of the project.
The entire build-out will be about $200 million when they're done, and they're looking to attract up to 1,000 students. Think about the trickle-down economics of that, right? And the impact that's going to have on the local economy. Well, we have been negotiating with them on a major healthcare brand that would actually change the dynamics of the healthcare industry here in Freeport.
Newbold believes the relaunch of the GB Ambassadors program is a vital promotional tool that is expected to attract new business to this northern island.
That's a program where we educate and train Bahamians domiciled in countries around the world on how to properly sell and promote the city of Freeport and the island of Grand Bahama. And so look out for that. It's a very effective tool. It's launched in all of the consulate offices and the embassies around the world.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Now, a local business leader who believes not enough is being done to revive Grand Bahama's economy is spearheading a protest slated for tomorrow morning in the downtown area. President of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Ian Roll, says he was not contacted by any of the organizers about economic concerns, and he says port executives are always open to discussions with business leaders on the island.
Open to constructive criticism. We welcome it. We want to be better. We want to be the best, actually. And so if there's any issues with regards to our processes or anything in this group, we want to know. And so I would encourage persons to come and talk with us. And that's why I think that's why we're reaching out to the community, right? For those persons, for whatever reason, don't feel maybe comfortable calling us, because it's very easy to contact us. Very easy to have a meeting with me. So for those persons who may not feel comfortable speaking with any of the executive team or anyone in various departments, the managers, we intend to meet them at a particular site. And we have this initiative called Port Community Talk.
Now, Roll says information about the GBPA and its responsibilities is accessible to all members of the public.
About the Hawksbill Creek Agreement, for instance, I want to encourage everybody, because I want persons to use wisdom, right? And own personal knowledge. I want to encourage persons to read. There's certain things in the Hawksbill Creek Agreement. I want persons to actually read the agreement, all the amendments, and then decipher what is true.
Now, Roll says information about the GBPA and its responsibilities, once again, he says that is accessible to all members of the public. Now, ZNS News also reached out to the organizer of tomorrow's march, businessman Darren Cooper, who maintains that business owners and residents have been understanding and patient with the Grand Bahama Port Authority for far too long. He says the time has come to take a stand for the greater good of Freeport and the overall economy of Grand Bahama.
Now that so many persons are speaking out, and we are now planning this demonstration against the port, that the port can find the time to do live press conference, and also be able to give us all of these initiatives or investments, possible investments that has been on the books for God knows how long we've been talking about the cruise port, how long we've been talking about the shipyard investment. And so Grand Bahama, I think we've been an understanding body for a while. We continue to watch neighboring islands that's connected to us, Abaco and Nassau, and even other family islands continue to expand, continue to see new investments, continue to see new projects coming on screen. But Grand Bahama for the past 15 years have had nothing new.
Cooper is also adamant that the Let's Take a Stand protest is all about business and the state of the economy and has nothing to do with personalities or agendas.
Feels it, knows it better than those who don't feel it and those who don't understand it. And so Grand Bahama is going to come together tomorrow. We're going to say to the Grand Bahama Port Authority, enough is enough. And from there, we're going to then reach out to the government, and we will then wait to hear the response based on the proposal that we are going to submit. We do have all of our permits from the Royal Bahamas Police Force and from the Health Department. We will follow all of the necessary protocols that is necessary to make sure that we continue to safeguard our residents. But we are coming together to take a stand.
Now, tomorrow's march leaves at Dee's car rental building downtown at 10 a.m. In other news, students across Grand Bahama are back in the classrooms engaging in face-to-face learning, a decision that came from the Ministry of Education some weeks ago. Tonight, the Bahamas Educators, Counselors, and Allied Workers Union shares how teachers in the educational sector are embracing in-person learning. Jay Philippe has more in this report.
Students across Grand Bahama returned to school campuses for in-person learning a few weeks ago after the announcement was made by the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training. President of the Bahamas Educators, Counselors, and Allied Workers Union, Sandra Major, tells us that the decision to resume face-to-face learning has proven to be beneficial.
Face-to-face truly makes a difference. When we were virtual, I'm going to speak for my classroom. Suppose the grade 1, it's at 30 children, got 2 classes combined. We would have like 9 children on average come in. Since school is reopened face-to-face, the entire class. So it really, truly makes a difference that they are now face-to-face.
Major adds that there has been some challenges. She says it appears that some parents have been completing assignments for their students while at home.
Online, you were getting your hundreds and everything like that. And I'm talking every grade level, not just grade 1, every grade level. And when you get back to school, you realize, no, we know it was your parent doing the work. We were grateful for the help from the parent. But we say to parents again, you can't do the work for the child because when they come to school, the challenge is now we have to repeat. We have to repeat the work. So we would have taught from September to December, but most of the work we have to repeat. But the good thing is everyone is coming to school, and all the teachers prefer, I'm doing just a quick survey of Martintown Primary School this morning, their preference is face-to-face.
Teacher at Martintown Primary, Doreen Forbes, who also serves as shop steward for the newly formed Teachers Union, says both the students and teachers are enjoying being back on campus for in-person learning.
For the most part, they're doing what needs to be done. They know that they have a lot to catch up with, and they're complying for the most part. And the teachers themselves are happy that the students are back because the online was a challenge to some degree, even though they did get some work done. It was a challenge for them, and I think the teachers more so preferred the children being back in school.
Now, even with students back on campuses on the island, parents are strongly encouraged to ensure that their children adhere to all protocols and that they are fully engaged in all aspects of their learning on and off campus. I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
And now to news from police officers from the Drug Enforcement Unit executing a search warrant netting a total of 12 illegal immigrants. The first incident taking place around 7 p.m. last night at an apartment on Coral Bay. Now, reports say officers made a check of several apartment units and discovered several illegal immigrants, including 8 Jamaican males and 1 adult Guyanese female and child. As a result, they were all arrested and handed over to the Bahamas Department of Immigration. Now, in the second incident that took place shortly before 1 p.m. yesterday in Abaco, a team of officers from the Marsh Harbor Police Station, while acting on information, proceeded to the area of SC Boodle Highway, where they observed 2 males who could not satisfy the officers as to how they came into the country. The 2 adult Haitian males were arrested and handed over to the Bahamas Department of Immigration. Officers also arresting a male for possession of dangerous drugs with the intent to supply. Police tell us that shortly before 5 p.m. yesterday, a team of officers from the Rapid Response Unit, along with the K9 Unit and K9 Barco, executed a search warrant at a residence in Sea Grape. Officers reportedly found a black backpack containing a quantity of suspected marijuana. An adult male resident was arrested. A second suspect is being sought in connection with this matter. Meantime, police have issued a bulletin for 24-year-old Cadwell Carlton Cooper of Oats Lane. He is wanted for armed robbery. Police say he is 5 feet 6 inches tall, 150 pounds, dark brown complexion, slim built, with brown eyes, and is considered armed and dangerous. If you can help police locate Cadwell Carlton Cooper, give them a call at 350-3014 or 6-352-1919, 911, or your nearest police station. That's going to take us to our first break. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
Come on down. Now. Come on down. Now.
Calling all residents and business owners on Grand Bahama, concerned about the state of our economy. Let's take a stand together this Friday, March 4th at 10 a.m. at D's Car Rental, number 2 West Small Drive.
At Pizza Hut, we believe in pizza and good deals. Enjoy 2 large one-topping pizzas for only $24.65, VAT inclusive. Call us downtown at 352-9191 or East Sunrise Highway, 373-8500 to order your 2 delicious Pizza Hut pizzas with your favorite toppings. Available for dine-in, carry-out, and delivery. Order 2 large one-topping pizzas at Pizza Hut Freeport today.
CompuSec has been here from 1989. We've been part of this community. And basically our services range from printing to novelties. Also, we are the primary source of flags, not only here, but throughout the Bahamas. So it's good to be able to, once again, offer these services to our customers, especially the young people. They want their customized T-shirt printing. So we offer that services as well, and we're able to cater towards that. After Dorian, it has been a challenge, but just the fact that knowing that the community needs these services that we offer, we made an extra effort to get CompuSec open and going again after the hurricane.
Calling all residents and business owners on Grand Bahama, concerned about the state of our economy. Let's take a stand together this Friday, March 4th at 10 a.m. at D's Car Rental, number 2 West Small Drive.
The Ministry of Health is working to ensure the safety of the Bahamian people. Help us minimize the risk that coronavirus poses to citizens, residents, and visitors by following these 5 easy steps. Step 1. Wet your hands with clean water, apply soap and lather for 20 seconds by rubbing them together. Include the top of your hands between your fingers and under your fingernails. Rinse your hands under clean water, then dry them with a paper towel or air dry them. Remember to wash your hands before and after eating, preparing a meal, changing a diaper, or caring for the sick, and always after using the bathroom, touching money, shaking hands, or taking out the trash. Step 2. Cough and sneeze in your elbow or upper sleeve, not in your hands, not in the air. Or you can cover your nose and mouth with a tissue when you cough or sneeze. Put your used tissue in the trash bin when you're finished. Remember to wash your hands with soap and clean water after you cough or sneeze. Also, remember never to spit on the ground, roads, or in open spaces. Step 3. Ensure that raw meat is properly handled and cooked thoroughly. Step 4. Avoid sharing drinking glasses, eating utensils like spoons and forks, or sharing personal items such as toothbrushes and towels. Germs can live on surfaces we touch, so wipe and disinfect surfaces where germs can live, and keep your surroundings clean. Step 5. Avoid close contact with anyone showing symptoms of respiratory illness, such as coughing or sneezing. Should you or anyone you know feel that you have been exposed to the coronavirus, contact the surveillance unit of the Ministry of Health immediately. To reach us, call 502-4776, 502-4790, or 502-4737. We want Bahamians and those that live with and visit us to remain safe from the coronavirus. To do this, we need the help of each and every one of you to follow the simple steps we have shared. Let's stay safe, Bahamas.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Students are now face-to-face and extracurricular activities are on the way. Although the SACME competition will not be happening this academic year, Vengata Yalapragada, SACME leader at the 8 Mile Rock High School, says that a series of workshops will be held for science and math educators at various institutions on the island.
So instead of competitions this year, we plan to hold a series of workshops for to our fellow science and math colleagues. So in which we plan to hold these workshops from next week, Tuesday onwards, which will be 8th of March, followed by 15th of March, 22nd March, and 5th of April. This is strictly only for the science and math colleagues. So with that, these colleagues can learn all the skills from the expertise, and they can go back to their respective schools and they can share with their students.
Now, Yalapragada says they are planning to hold back all competitions for this school year, adding that they will return with more force in fall 2022.
This year, we are planning to hold back. The reason why the schools fully face-to-face started just recently, and the upcoming time is going to be very crucial time from both ways, students as well as teachers' point of view, because all the national exams are ahead, and at the same time, we, the physics, chemistry, biology teachers, we need to focus on coursework, which is very important. And more or less the due date for the submission of coursework will be sometime first week of April. So we are so busy with those coursework. So that is the reason we are planning to hold the competitions for this year. And if everything goes well by next school year, we are going to come back with full force.
Now, the workshops scheduled in the coming weeks include building the bridge competition, learning to design a mousetrap can, and building a bottle rocket. Now, the SACME program is about engaging and preparing students for college and careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And it was a happy day over at Pelican Bay Hotel as they donated a number of sheets and blankets to the Rand Memorial Hospital. Patricia Albury, financial controller and administration manager at the hotel, says that they're pleased to donate the hospital, adding that together with the rest of the community, they're going to get Grand Bahama's economy back on track.
We are happy to be here this morning to make this donation to the Rand Memorial Hospital, GB Health Services. Pelican Bay is very cognizant of our corporate responsibilities to the community, and wherever we can make a difference, we will always try to meet the mark. Operations.
Acting hospital administrator for the Grand Bahama Health Services, Sandra Mortimer Russell, expressed sincere gratitude to Pelican Bay for their continued contributions to the hospital.
The organization has always been warm, welcoming, supportive, and professional in our many events over the years, and a relationship of the many years we so cherish. You are truly one of our strategic partners, and our patients, as you know, when you're hospitalized, the hospital is very cool. And especially our elderly patients, we are most grateful. So on behalf of our patients who will benefit from these blankets during this chilly season, along with the warmth from our healthcare providers' hearts, we say sincere thank you, and we look forward to your continued support from this great organization.
Now, officials at Pelican Bay noted that as their materials become available, they will partner with the hospital to share resources in areas that are needed throughout the community. Your Thursday evening sports report is up next with our J. Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports with some updates from our international athletes competing at the college level. But also Tabernacle Junior Boys basketball team recently traveled to New Providence, and guess what? They came back with something in their hands. The Falcons Junior Boys basketball team recently competed in the Providence Basketball Club's Midterm Break Classic in New Providence. The tournament was played at the C.I. Gibson Gym with limited fans. The Falcons was coached by Quincy Gray.
Overall, we finished 5-2, lost in the championship game, very good game. Had some defensive lapses late in the game, you know. That's what we got to go back to the drawing board and work on some defensive stuff. But overall, very proud of the kids. They did an excellent job and came out in second place.
The Falcons lost to Jordan Prince William, coached by Ernest Sanders. However, for the Falcons, Coach Gray says some key players stepped up.
Noah Bain, Aiden Miller, Joshua Williams, those three guys, they're more of my key players, you know. Like I said earlier, we had some defensive lapses here and there, you know. We didn't rebound the ball as good as I wanted to, you know. Didn't apply much pressure on the guards, you know, like I wanted to in the press. So we got to go back to the drawing board and work on those things and hopefully be better for the next tournament. Well, the next thing I have on my schedule for them is the AAU tournament on the Easter break. So, you know, we're going to go back, like I said, work on defensive stuff, keep training, you know. We go 3-4 days out of the week, keep working out, trying to get better each day, you know, and hopefully we get something started here soon and here in Grand Bahama.
Now the Falcons will look towards traveling to Orlando, Florida during the Easter break to compete in AAU games. Sticking with hoops action, Cedric C.J. Delancey has earned first-team All-Defense for his University of Northwestern Ohio Racers college team playing in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. On the year, his team finished with an 11-19 overall record. In his season finale against Indiana Tech, Delancey logged 27 minutes, scored 5 points, grabbed 7 rebounds, and dished out 2 assists. And finally in sports, Altavia Hall and a Central Christian softball team will be in action again on Saturday with a doubleheader against Sterling College beginning at 1 p.m. and again at 3 p.m. So far on the year, the senior infielder has 11 hits with 2 home runs on 25 at-bats. She also scored 5 runs with 3 runs batted in. And that's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
Are you ready to step out with designer shoes or handbags? Visit Steppin' Out. They've relocated at number 4 Old Sam's Plaza. Stepping out when you want to put your best foot forward.
Calling all residents and business owners on Grand Bahama, concerned about the state of our economy. Let's take a stand together this Friday, March 4th at 10 a.m. at D's Car Rental, number 2 West Small Drive.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience Island Bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
Welcome to Health Bites, and today we're going to talk about how to gain weight. A lot of people struggle with putting on weight, so if you know someone, feel free to share these tips with them as well. Here's how you gain weight. The main thing you want to do is take in more calories than you burn daily. That's called being at the calorie surplus. Of course, to do that, you need to know how much calories is in the food that you take. So reading labels, using apps, they'll tell you how much calories is in the food, and you will make sure you're taking as much calories as possible. This can be difficult. That's why you can use products such as a vitamin syrup, which helps to increase your appetite, to help you eat more food, and also weight gainer shakes, which also give you that quick calories. Some of them have up to 1,100 calories, so they can quickly get you to that calorie surplus that you need to be at. Another way you can reach that surplus quickly is to eat calorie-dense foods. Those are foods that are high in calories. Things like cookies, peanut butter, avocado, they're high-fat, high-calorie foods, and they help you to reach that surplus faster. Another way you can make sure you reach your calorie goal is to plan ahead. Make sure you have your food prepped and ready so you're never missing meals. This is key to staying on track with your diet and reaching your weight gain goals. If you need these products, you can find us here at the Raven Mall, the Fitness Connection. We have a vitamin syrup to help with your appetite, and of course, a variety of weight gain shakes. You can choose the correct one for you. Come check us out.
The Ministry of Health is working to ensure the safety of the Bahamian people. Help us minimize the risk that coronavirus poses to citizens, residents, and visitors by following these 5 easy steps. Step 1. Wet your hands with clean water. Apply soap and lather for 20 seconds by rubbing them together. Include the top of your hands between your fingers and under your fingernails. Rinse your hands under clean water, then dry them with a paper towel or air dry them. Remember to wash your hands before and after eating, preparing a meal, changing a diaper, or caring for the sick, and always after using the bathroom, touching money, shaking hands, or taking out the trash. Step 2. Cough and sneeze in your elbow or upper sleeve, not in your hands, not in the air. Or you can cover your nose and mouth with a tissue when you cough or sneeze. Put your used tissue in the trash bin when you're finished. Remember to wash your hands with soap and clean water after you cough or sneeze. Also, remember never to spit on the ground, roads, or in open spaces. Step 3. Ensure that raw meat is properly handled and cooked thoroughly. Step 4. Avoid sharing drinking glasses, eating utensils like spoons and forks, or sharing personal items such as toothbrushes and towels. Germs can live on surfaces we touch, so wipe and disinfect surfaces where germs can live, and keep your surroundings clean. Step 5. Avoid close contact with anyone showing symptoms of respiratory illness, such as coughing or sneezing. Should you or anyone you know feel that you have been exposed to the coronavirus, contact the surveillance unit of the Ministry of Health immediately. To reach us, call 502-4776, 502-4790, or 502-4737. We want Bahamians and those that live with and visit us to remain safe from the coronavirus. To do this, we need the help of each and every one of you to follow the simple steps we have shared. Let's stay safe, Bahamas.
So put me together, break me apart again. No doubt about
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Alexis Roberts, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We appreciate your support. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shoshana Roll-Farquharson. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, Cabinet to consider easing mask-wearing protocols for hotel guests. A well-known businessman makes a return to the diplomatic corps. Public school curriculum changes, and another NBA player with Bahamian roots. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Super Fast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mukesh Lapinder. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for joining us. CARICOM leaders wrapping up 2 full days of talks in Belize with a critical forum that saw the Prime Minister press the need for the regional community to be an active and driving part of the solution to a problem that's admittedly hitting the planet harder and faster. Still new to the role, Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis doesn't shy away from the fact that he comes to the table with no agenda other than the hand of friendship, cooperation and peace for the region and hemisphere. Still, he sees merit in CARICOM's Sika Summit, and so much so that an ambassador has been appointed in this regard.
It is a sign of my country's commitment to engagement in the region at a level that has heretofore not existed. I've asked His Excellency Sebastian to be vigorous in his engagement with the region and use his business acumen and skills in outreach for the mutual benefit of our countries and our peoples. I know he will do well.
Bastian's appointment comes at a time when focus on climate change, the biggest threat facing humanity, has in no way waned.
Over the last 5 years, we've had 5 hurricanes. Our property loss was over $5 billion. And I do not add to that the impact that the hurricanes had on economic activity over that period. So you can see that most of our debt is directly related to natural disasters.
And if there's ever a need for further proof, one need only consider the findings of a recent report from the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change that points to several warnings. For vulnerable, low-lying and coastal areas like the Bahamas, it comes down to the ability of the land to support human life and livelihood, again begging the need for far less talk and much more action.
The first step is to take the first step. We recognize that we face a global phenomenon brought on by global causes and need an international effort. Yet, when it comes to the region, we are still acting individually. I do not underestimate the challenges of stepping up our levels of regional cooperation, but leadership requires us to try, and try again. My government still has some way to go in arguing to the Bahamian people that we must look south and north. We are grateful to our friends and allies for all that they do.
The Prime Minister concluded with a promise to push an agenda that includes a strong focus on solutions, and that's all in hopes that common interest will in the end help narrow ties and strengthen bonds. Back here at home, a day after scrapping the 5-day COVID-19 test for visitors, Acting Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Aviation and Investments, the Honourable Chester Cooper, is being asked by hoteliers to consider doing more. And that's eliminating mask mandates for fully vaccinated guests.
We are looking at the protocols. We want to be competitive. We are in the service business. We want this to be an efficient process. We understand that we are competing for the visits of our guests with the rest of the region and the rest of the world. But we also want to create a balance between robust tourism and protection of health and safety of our people. So yes, we are looking at all of the other existing protocols. There is a lobby to remove the wearing of masks. It's something that my colleagues from the Ministry of Health and Wellness are looking into. They are looking at the science and the recommendations of the CDC and the WHO, etc. And they will be making a recommendation next week to Cabinet.
And that decision to remove masks depends solely on recommendations from health officials.
There have been other recommendations as well from many of the stakeholders, and I will only say that we want to strike the right balance. We want our stakeholders to do well. When they do well, the country does well, and when tourism does well, the economy does well, and we get jobs and opportunities for Bahamians. So we are very focused on relaxing the protocols. We want to ensure that we stay on the cutting edge of the industry as it relates to competitiveness and efficiency of travel. But at the same time, we want to ensure that we protect ourselves and we protect the Bahamian public. And therefore, it's absolutely important that we strike the right balance.
Meantime, making tangible investments for the future of the country's aviation sector a key goal of its minister. With more international carriers adding the Bahamas to its route, the government's shoring up its aviation plan to accommodate as many passengers as it can. Aldaviz Munnings has more on Wednesday's aviation stakeholders meeting.
When we look at our percentage of that overall tourism for the region, we must not rest on our laurels. We have work to do.
While international reports verify that the Caribbean outperformed the world when it comes to tourism, the Bahamas is no doubt at the top of that list. And that success can be attributed to robust domestic and international airlift. Take, for instance, the national flag carrier, Bahamas Air. Government plans to mount a strategic plan to boost the airline, particularly elevating its financial status. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, Bahamas Air was losing an average of $20 million a year, and taxpayers pumped more than $90 million into the airline since the pandemic began.
We want to see how we can continue to expand the economic benefit of the money that we subsidize Bahamas Air, so that when we look at it and we look at return on investment, we look not just at the bottom line, but we look at the economic benefit that Bahamas Air play in connecting our archipelago and bringing tourists to our shores.
Tourism and Acting Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, informed aviation partners during a conference Wednesday that he's satisfied officials of his ministry plan to further cement relationships with various airline stakeholders.
And I want you to know that we have begun, but we never stopped having active discussions with U.S. Customs and Border Patrol about border protection, about the need for speed and enhanced staffing in that area. We're beginning next week active engagement with the U.S., our partners, to see how we could consistently improve what we're doing with our pre-clearance facility.
And speaking of the Americans, the Bahamas inked an air navigation deal with the Federal Aviation Administration last year to manage our airspace. The results continue to rake in the millions.
And I'm pleased to tell you that we are collecting money as a result of this agreement, somewhere to the tune of $2 to $3 million a month. We hope to increase this amount over time, and this will be used for the further enhancement of air navigation and safety concerns.
Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.
The goal's in sight, but we're not quite there yet. The COVID-19 pandemic interrupting the normal learning process for more than 2 years now, with schools still using a hybrid learning format. Well, in this report, the Minister of Education gives some insight on when full face-to-face will resume. Cleopatra Murphy has the story.
As COVID-19 numbers continue to trend downwards, Minister of Education, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, expressed hope of having students fully in the classroom.
But we're waiting to see when the green light comes. But we are anxiously waiting to get every child in the classroom on a full-time basis. That is our goal and our objective. We are guided by the Ministry of Health protocols, and we do have some challenges with teacher allocation. We're working on the teacher allocation, and once the Ministry of Health gives the green light, we will move towards, we will not move, children will go in full face-to-face immediately. So I hope before September.
All schools are having some face-to-face classes, with the exception of Abaco's Patrick J. Bethel High School, which remains fully virtual. Hannah Martin says in addition to a teacher shortage, there is also a housing shortage following Hurricane Dorian's 2019 devastation.
We also have some teacher challenges in New Providence, and we're seeking to address those issues. I'm told teacher shortages are a global issue, but I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about what we're dealing with in this country, and we must find solutions, and we are actively addressing the issue of teachers in this nation.
She says once public service approval is completed, those teachers will be deployed to Abaco and other areas. The minister acknowledged, though, that spacing challenges are also delaying the return to full face-to-face learning countrywide.
If you want to obey the protocols, you can't have everyone in the classroom at one time. So as long as those protocols are in place, they will continue to place a challenge. But we are ready. The country is ready. The children are ready. And so as soon as the Ministry of Health says go for it, we're going for it. We get the children in the classroom.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Meantime, education officials have revamped the public school curriculum to include the introduction of 10 disciplines come the new academic year in September. Education Minister, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, reasons that the curriculum must reflect national vision and values with a focus on fostering critical thinking and a commitment to excellence. The new disciplines include pre-primary civics, primary mathematics, language arts, primary social studies, primary science, office procedures, carpentry and construction technology, computer studies, and biology and entrepreneurship.
This ministry is concerned with a critically important obligation, which is the efficient and effective delivery of a process through our public schools for the intellectual and creative stimulation, refinement, and preparation of our nation's children. The curriculum is the framework for this critically important process. And so it must be, as the director said, continuously monitored for its positive outcomes and must be at all times contextually relevant to our national reality and the global environment.
Director of Education Marcellus Taylor says the national curriculum is the second most important policy document in an education system.
Because the national curriculum determines what it is that students will know by the time they exit an education system. And that is important because the whole role of education is to ensure that we develop the kinds of citizens who can not only self-actualize and be the individuals that they wish to be and that they ought to be, but also that we prepare people to lead the national development efforts.
Still on education, officials making it clear this evening that there will be a no tolerance for violence on any school campus. This after learning yesterday that an 8th grade student of the A.F. Adderley Junior High was allegedly attacked by several girls on the school's campus. And this after the mother claimed she visited the school less than 2 weeks ago about her daughter being bullied.
We have to see how we can cause for our young people to be able to resolve whatever their issues are without resorting to that type of conduct. Bullying in this day and age has serious consequences. And I was thinking about it in the last 48 hours. We have to raise the awareness of bullying on school campuses, and we have to dissipate all of those energies. You know, I don't know what the underlying issues are with these people, with these young people, in terms of what leads to these things. But you know, if your hair looks a certain way, if you're a little heavy on, it doesn't matter. Every child has the right to be and to be on that campus, to be and to be on that campus.
The education minister detailing several strategies to promote a more harmonious school campus environment. Regarding the A.F. Adderley incident, a senior police officer intervened with anger management and bullying advice. Minister Hannah Martin stressing here that she doesn't support corporal punishment.
I don't see where using violence on children is going to help any circumstance or situation. I'm not an advocate of that. I think we have to help our children to grow up healthy, respectful, strong, courageous. I don't advocate violence in any shape or form. I'm not against young people. I support discipline and even punishment in terms of that component of discipline. But I do not personally support the use of violence against young people to coerce conduct or behavior.
Well, still to come, high fuel cost concerns mountain. More changes at the Road Traffic Department. We'll be back after the break.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
A lot has changed over the past 60 years. But at Commonwealth Bank, our mission to build lifelong relationships with our clients remains the same. Our customers are more than just a number. Our customers are our family, and together we create banking solutions that fit your unique needs. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Since eating at KFC, Shanika became the new savings meme. Get a KFC Mega Mash Bucket Meal with 8 pieces of tender, juicy chicken, a Mega Mashed Potato with gravy, and 4 buttery biscuits, starting at only $20, including VAT, and save like an expert at KFC. Order on WhatsApp at 557-3663. KFC Nassau.
At Bank of the Bahamas, we give you lots of reasons to love your life. we offer the lowest rates in the country on debt consolidation and consumer loans. And we help you save with our low-rate switch mortgages. Need a new car? Simply apply for a BOB auto loan and hit the road. And shopping is so easy with BOB credit and prepaid cards. It's time to live and laugh again. Love the life you live with BOB, your bank of solutions.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited. If it's healthcare, it's here.
Well, we want to provide you with more clarification tonight on that more than $206 million agreement between the government and Goldman Sachs International for general budgetary purposes this fiscal year. A Ministry of Finance release yesterday confirming that under the two-year agreement, the government sold and transferred to Goldman Sachs $235+ million in nominal amount of U.S. Treasuries in consideration for the mentioned purchase price. Here's Minister of Economic Affairs, Senator the Honorable Michael Alquitas.
Goldman Sachs will purchase some securities from the government, and at the same time we agreed to purchase them back or repurchase them, hence the term repurchase agreement, at the end of 2 years. The release that went out is just part of our effort to keep the public informed of what we are doing. It's part of our overall strategy and to diversify our sources of funds.
And here's why the government chose Wall Street giant Goldman Sachs for this transaction.
We speak to companies all the time. We get proposals from them, and it's just a matter of choosing the transaction that fits your needs at the time. And they're an excellent partner. We worked very well together, and it's just for this particular transaction, what they could offer was what we needed.
Well, with the Ukraine invasion impacting several facets of the global economy, here at home, Public Works Minister the Honorable Alfred Sears is concerned about the recent spike in fuel cost.
Every country in the world, other than the countries which have large deposits of oil and natural gas, is concerned. So the answer is yes, we are concerned. We also, especially the war going on now with the intervention by Russia into Ukraine. Russia is the second largest supplier of oil. So again, there will be an impact as we have sanctions being applied by a number of countries on Russia. So, like every country in the world, we will have to take extraordinary measures.
Also reiterated plans to keep fuel costs down at Bahamas Power and Light, as recently emphasized by the Prime Minister.
The government has backstopped BPL in the provision of a hedge strategy which stabilizes the price or the rate of electricity, notwithstanding the fluctuations in the marketplace. The Prime Minister yesterday made an announcement from Belize that the government will take every measure to ensure that the very challenging external environment and the rising price of fuel, that certain safeguards will be put in place so that the most vulnerable in the Bahamian society will not have to suffer.
Well, the central bank Sand Dollar has completed its initial integration with the Bahamas Automated Clearinghouse system. This means Sand Dollar can now be transferred from customers' digital wallets to any deposit account at a local bank. Central Bank Governor John Rowles cites that the financial institution is now much closer to achieving a seamless econ system between digital and physical Bahamian currency. The integration second phase, set to launch during the second quarter of the year, will allow users to top up their digital wallets through third-party bank transfers from the linked deposit account. A new gaming group's entering the market. Bragg Gaming Group has been approved of a license to supply content and services here in the Bahamas. Having completed the certification process, Bragg's Bahamian operator partners will soon be able to offer exclusive online casino game titles from proprietary and third-party game development studios. And while the company may be new to the Bahamas, within the past 12 months, it has been launched in the UK, the Netherlands, Greece, Switzerland, and the Czech Republic. Bragg's Chief Commercial Officer, Chris Looney, says the Bahamas represents a fantastic opportunity for the company to leverage its strength in appealing to different player demographics. Further, it highlights its team's overall flexibility and scope of content. The government's looking to ensure motorists follow the necessary guidelines to legally operate on our streets. The Road Traffic Department and Motor Vehicle Training School Company yesterday inked a memorandum of understanding to strengthen driver skills. Desmond Saunders tells us about other technological changes on the table.
What we are trying to do is change the experience at road traffic.
More changes on the horizon for motorists who for years have been plagued with challenges when inspecting and licensing their cars. Acting Road Traffic Controller Bertram Bolek revealed a major operational change at the department's National Stadium offices.
I could say probably within this year, we will probably be going cashless. But what we know that there are some persons who don't have bank account, are not able to have a credit card or a debit card. So we're looking into avenues in which we can assist those persons.
Presently, only the Fort Charlotte and Carmichael stations are cashless and operate by appointment only. The digital system was designed to improve efficiency and transparency.
So you could actually make an appointment, come to road traffic at 12 o'clock, come to road traffic at 1 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever time your appointment is. And in half an hour, your car is licensed and you're driving away. Not where you come as you are to road traffic and you stay in line for 5 hours.
Motorists will also be able to utilize another method of convenience.
Those kiosk boxes will be placed at all of the road traffic areas so that we'll make it convenient for the Bahamian people to come. If you have a credit card, you just use the kiosk system and we'll be accepting those cards. Another thing that we're planning to do with the Road Traffic Department is we're planning to put a unit out in the Eastern Bahamas, where we have a very populated, and in the Southern Bahamas, which is very populated. We have to spread it out throughout the country.
With 200,000 cars registered in the country, the Road Traffic Department ensuring the additional changes are compliant with international standards and meet best practices. Desmond Saunders, ZNS Network News.
And remember to tune in to the morning edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30, and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th 5th Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
RBC celebrates International Women's Day and recognizes Karen Roll. Karen role is the woman in charge when it comes to oversight for financial institutions in the Bahamas. Roll serves as acting inspector of banks and trust companies at the Central Bank of the Bahamas, where she's been employed for 27 years. Her appointment to acting inspector took effect January 1st, 2022. It marks a significant milestone for the Central Bank, as she's the first Bahamian to hold this position since it was created in the year 2000. Ms. Roll joined the Central Bank's Supervision Department in 1994 and has previously served in positions including Deputy Manager for Authorizations and Policy and Manager of Bank Supervision. In June 2018, Roll was appointed a Deputy Inspector of Banks and Trust Companies. She draws on the inspiration of great anti-apartheid South African leader Nelson Mandela, who said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." And she gets a lot done. Outside of her professional obligations, Ms. Roll is a lover of music and has been part of chorale groups including the Allegro Singers, the Nassau City Opera, and the Bahamas Christian Chorale. Ms. Roll is a member of All Saints Anglican Church, where she serves as choir director. RBC International Women's Day. I am limitless.
If you like a hearty, meaty burger, the A1 Steakhouse King at Burger King Nassau has it all. With flame-grilled beef, lots of bacon, cheese, and crispy onions on a sesame seed bun, the only thing that can top this is the tangy flavor of A1 steak sauce. The Steakhouse King is a meat lover's dream, and with an ice-cold Pepsi and hot fries, it's all you need to fill your day. Get your A1 Steakhouse King as a combo or part of the new King's Feast, only at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
AID has everything you need and more to complement your home's decor. Luxurious bamboo bath towels, face towels from $1.25 and bath towels from $5.45. Shower curtains from $2.54 and organizers in stylish finishes. Bath mat sets from $7.27 in a multitude of styles and colors. Bed sheet sets from $9.95 and 7-piece comforter sets from $49.95. Doormats from $1.93 with matching runners and hundreds of area carpets. Sofa covers from $19.95, plain and crushed sheer curtains from $5.25 and thousands of panels to choose from. Blinds from $7.02 and curtain rods from $2.89. Ceramic and porcelain dishes, tablecloths, napkins, placemats, utensils, and more. A wide selection of drinking glasses, including elegant stemware, candle holders, vases, and crystal. Full-size mirrors, decorative pictures, and picture frames. AID, Wolf Road, and the Mall at Marathon open late and on Sundays to serve your decorating needs. AID, all you really need and more.
My Gateway is the centralized, safe, secure way to access and pay for government services online. Go to mygateway.gov.bs. Click Login. Register with a government-issued ID like your NIB card. Fill in your personal information exactly as it appears on your ID, including spaces, periods, and dashes. You'll only have to sign up once. Now you're ready to request services on My Gateway. Receive an email confirmation for every request and email alerts when your documents are ready. You must have a valid, government-issued ID in order to collect documents. New services will be added every month. My Gateway is fast, easy, and convenient. For more information, visit mygateway.gov.bs.
Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best-kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
If you're looking for great specials, then you should march into your favorite super value and quality supermarkets. Rainbow corned beef, 12 ounce, $2.59. Seabass tuna, 5 ounce, 2 for $1.98. Olivia vegetable or canola oil, 48 ounce, $4.99. Wild caught salmon, $7.99 per pound. Fresh tomatoes, $1.89 per pound. Save all March long at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future. Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
No delay. Best rate, no delay.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
With local exporters hoping to expand their reach across the region and the world, Bahamas Bureau of Standards and quality officials plan to implement standards that will increase exporting opportunities across multiple markets. Here's Standards Officer Bethany Soya with what products top the agenda.
In terms of standards development, we're presently working on standards, particularly for spices and sauces like the hot pepper sauce. That is something that we export locally. And in terms of our other committees, we're working on a standard for the labeling of spirits and brewery products. We're also actively working on a number of environmental protection related standards because, as you all would know, climate change is a big issue for small island development states. Small island developing states, particularly those that like ours that are very flat and very prone to flooding. In addition to that, we can also speak to codes of practice for areas within the beauty trades and industry.
Now, along with partnering with the National Food and Safety Committee, officials are also working with regional stakeholders to raise awareness of the importance of quality controls for goods and services, particularly in this COVID-19 environment.
As a result of the pandemic, regionally, we've been cooperating with other nations to work on standards for hand sanitizer and non-medical face masks that, of course, we're all mandated to wear. So even the metrology services, like the verification of scales in supermarkets, even at the airport, the verification of gas pumps, that's something that the public doesn't seem to be terribly aware of. And we are working to increase public awareness of those services. But even in terms of standards, our mandatory standard, which would be a technical regulation for water, the water companies, every water company in the country should follow that particular standard.
Well, government officials and other dignitaries today paid respects to former Senator Patricia Coakley as she lay in state in the foyer of the Senate. Acting Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, at the time touted the late senator's selfless service to the country, adding that she will be sadly missed.
She was a woman who loved her country, she loved her family, and she loved her Catholic Church. And we are grateful for the service she gave the country. She served in the Senate, I believe, from 1982 to 1987, and she gave of herself. She understood the importance of contributing to national service, understood the importance of contributing to democracy, and we are grateful for the life that she gave for her country. And I was pleased to speak with the family today to offer my sincere condolences.
A state-recognized funeral for the former senator takes place on Friday, March 4th at 11 a.m. at St. Joseph's Catholic Church, Boyd Road, with the interment following at St. Martin's Monastery, Nassau Street. The funeral will be carried live on the ZNS radio network. Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard also offering condolences to the bereaved family.
My condolence to the family and to thank them for lending her to us, because all of us who are family members, we know the price they pay when their loved ones, and sometimes they are attacked directly because of their involvement in politics. And so it's a very difficult thing for families who experience loss, but experience loss of a public servant, who have often spent a lot more time working on public issues, sometimes than even being home. And so we're praying that her soul rest in peace, and to let them know we are thinking about them.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Every journey starts with the first step, and mine starts here.
So tight. Is she going to get there?
I believed in Tokyo, the belief that we could be the best. We are drenched in Bahamian pride, no matter where we go. In 5 years, Alive built the Bahamas' best network, delivering faster speeds and stronger connections to all 700 islands and keys. Alive believed that every Bahamian deserved a world-class network and excellent customer service. I am proud to be Director of Speed and Connection.
Shawnee Miller-Weibo is total class. Look at her go. What a win.
As we continue to improve our lightning-fast, world-class network and connect with art, culture, and the world around us, never stop dreaming and never stop believing.
Make your company representative stand out through an embroidery design on your uniforms from Janae's Uniform Center, Chesapeake Road. Janae's utilizes the latest state-of-the-art embroidery technology to monogram large and small quantities of shirts, caps, bags, and other articles. If you don't already have a digitized logo, Janae's can design and digitize your idea and bring it to life. Then install the logo of your choice from their large selections of 27 stock colors of golf shirts in cotton or dry fit, caps, or workwear. Call 394-8385 or 6 or visit www.janaes.com.
We elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, We elevate.
Once again, we are back in communities across the island. We're going door to door, inviting customers to switch to BTC. This go around, we're in the Oaksville community, where our new customers are in real time experiencing what the switch to fiber high-speed internet feels like.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're going into various neighborhoods that have fiber, and we want to promote our fiber packages as well as our postpaid plans. We have a team here on Davis Street, and they are promoting small business as well as home services and postpaid plans. We have a team at Awaki. We also have a team at Island Luck on Boyd Road. So the Farrington Road and the Boyd Road areas, those areas now have fiber. So we're now promoting our fiber fast-speed internet in these areas.
So we also have our technicians. They are also working along with the team as well. So when you make a sale, they start the process. We have somebody from our collections department. They just, check in the background, make sure that everything is good and that we're able to actually install the service. So it's a full team out, here today with us. Once you sign up, you get checked. Then the technical teams, they commence the process. We want to make sure that within 48 hours, our new customers receive service. And we're actually trying to even beat the 48 hours and see how we can work 24 hours. So we start the process with the technical team so that customers understand that we mean business.
Every Saturday, we'll be on the road, so look for us. We're coming to a community near you real soon. These are the moments that move us. I'm Corvell Pyfrom. Be well and be back here next. BTC Connection.
Tourism, Investments and Aviation Minister Chester Cooper is touting the many credible responses, a request for proposal or RFP to purchase Grand Bahama's Grand Lucayan property. Submissions closed at 5 p.m. yesterday. The beleaguered resort has been without a prominent owner for several years now, and the acting Prime Minister hopes to provide more details on the proposals sometime next week.
We are committed to Grand Bahama. We are committed to seeing a transaction on this hotel, and we are committed to it beginning in the shortest possible time frame with a developer and a partner who has the long-term vision at heart for Grand Bahama. So should we have a proposal that fit those criteria, we're gonna do a transaction in the best interest of the Bahamian people and the people of Grand Bahama.
Well, there's a high price to pay if you want to purchase building materials on the island of Abaco. That according to Abaco Chamber of Commerce President Ken Hutton, who admits the spike's not helping post-hurricane rebuilding efforts there.
Building supplies are up 30% since the beginning of the year. It doesn't look like they're going to be coming down anytime soon. That is primarily a factor of, again, supply and demand. And supply chain disruptions and COVID disruption. Lumber prices are way up across the board. Windows and doors, you're looking at anywhere from 12 to 18-week delivery times. And those prices have gone up because they're missing raw materials. And those prices have gone up, again, because of energy. Energy is, oil's at $110 a barrel right now.
Now, Abaconians are also keeping a keen eye on the crisis in the Ukraine, hoping it won't impact the island's tourism sector.
The glass is always half full for us. It's just that, we need to be careful. We need to to make sure that we're prepared for whatever happens. Hopefully, the global situation is not going to get any worse because, we do live off tourism here, and that's the second homeowners are the driving force of our economy here. So as long as they feel comfortable coming here, I think we'll be okay. The reconstruction continues.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. We are under near clear skies again this evening with a temperature of 73 degrees, a relative humidity at 83%, east-northeast winds at 10 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,019.4 millibars. That is 30.11 inches, and the pressure is rising. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 72 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Toll, Key, and Marshall, Abaco, the Berry Islands at 75. Alstown, Bimini, 76 degrees, 75 in Harbor Island. Rock Sandy Lutra, 77 degrees. Black Point, Exuma, and Kemp Space, St. Andrews at 76. Fresh Creek, Central Andrews at 75 degrees. Alstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, Rum Key, and Georgetown, Exuma, all at 78 degrees. More 78s in Rycat Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, McWater, 79. Ackland, 79. Matsutan, Inagua, 80 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 79 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. For all areas tonight, northeasterly winds, they will be increasing 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 5 feet. High tide takes place at 8:33 tonight, and then tomorrow for all areas, a further increase in those winds up to 15 to 20 knots out of the northeast, wave heights building 4 to 7 feet. So caution flags will be in place through tomorrow. High tide 8:53 tomorrow morning, low tide at 3:11 in the afternoon. Now, as we take you into Saturday, you'll see a significant increase in those winds. For the northwestern parts of the country, the winds become easterly at 15 to 25 knots, very rough seas at 5 to 8 feet, so advisories are in place for boaters on Saturday for the northwest Bahamas. High tide 9:35 in the morning, low tide at 3:51 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands, we're simply asking boaters to stay in port. Those winds going to be very strong, 20 to 30 knots out of the east, gusting up to 40 knots at times, of very rough seas up to 12 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
You done spend all your money, take her out on a date. She say, give her a call round 7:45. When you dial her number, ring-a-ling-a-ling.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
You got no thing, 'cause you get
Samantha's always on point. She doesn't miss a thing. When she signs up for any insurance policy, she reads all the fine print. She knows what's covered, what's not covered, and she's aware of her deductibles. When it comes to insurance, it pays to know your policy. Review every insurance policy so you know what you're covered for. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas.
Every journey starts with the first step, and mine starts here. I believed in Tokyo, the belief that I could be, we could be the best. We are drenched in Bahamian pride, no matter where we go. In 5 years, Alive built the Bahamas' best network, delivering faster speeds and stronger connections to all 700 islands and keys. Alive believed that every Bahamian deserved a world-class network and excellent customer service. I am proud to be Director of Speed and Connection.
Shawnee Miller-Weibo is total class. Look at her go. What a win.
As we continue to improve our lightning-fast, world-class network and connect with art, culture, and the world around us, never stop dreaming and never stop believing.
Aviation has been around from 1992 in an area far away from most things. In 2018, I picked up the mantle. At the onset that I would have taken over, I was connected to Game of Bahama, and I'm always trying to enhance my Avery's package. And I wanted to expand my customer satisfaction through technology. Everybody comes in and they want to use the Wi-Fi. They want to be able to go live, show off the food and the ambience and the entertainment. So since I've been using the Aero device, my buffering almost went to zero. There's no interruption in that service, which is phenomenal. I would recommend the Aero device to anyone to use it. It works.
When you wanna save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you wanna look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
This segment of the news is presented by Sands, the truly Bahamian beer.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to your Thursday final look at sports. I'm Charles Fisher. John Krell Jones landing safely in Turkey on Wednesday, leaving the war-stricken Russian area where she was playing basketball in the off-season from the WNBA with UMMC Ettenberg. Jones tweeting that the normally 3-hour flight took some 5 hours due to air restrictions with flights in the area. FIBA, the governing body of basketball, announcing on Tuesday that Russia will be banned from all international competitions until further notice. Several Russian women's professional teams like UMMC, last season's EuroLeague women's champions, will no longer be able to defend their title this season. Their website has listed that their quarterfinal round will continue without Russian teams. Jones and UMMC were scheduled to play this coming Sunday. Well, we know about Buddy Hield, DeAndre Ayton, Kai Jones, and also Klay Thompson, all with Bahamian roots playing in the NBA. Well, tonight, ZNS Sports is letting you know about another NBA player with Bahamian roots in Evan Mobley, who plays with the Cleveland Cavaliers, the third overall pick in last year's NBA draft. We learned all about this from cousin Franchelle Dorset.
Some of Evan's roots in Nassau, the Bahamas. As his mother, my cousin Nicole, her father was Bernard Nichols, who's now deceased. Evan is the great-grandson of the late registered nurse Eloise Nichols. He is the nephew of my mother, Valencia Saunders, who was also Nurse Nichols' daughter. When Evan was younger, he visited the Bahamas occasionally with his parents.
They had a chance to watch him play.
Watching Evan play for the first time in real life and not television was such an awesome experience. Actually, watching your family member play in the NBA, oh wow, what an experience. Evan has made all of us here in the Bahamas and those abroad extremely proud. He represents us very well.
And watch out, Evan has a brother who could also be a lottery pick in this year's NBA draft.
His name is Isaiah Mobley. He's a 6'10" forward for the University of Southern California Trojans, who has been having a great season so far and are ranked in the AP Top 10. He has an extensive offensive game on the ball and causes lots of offensive mismatches with his height. He also has a good shooting range from deep and the ability to get the shots from anywhere on the floor. While Evan is more compared to Anthony due to stature and defensive ability, athleticism, accolades, Isaiah is very offensive-minded with good ball handling ability, as well as can draw comparison to KD and will be a force NBA soon. Isaiah is the older brother. Evan is the little brother. Isaiah has had little more time to develop. He will be a force in the next NBA draft. We are all elated to have a close family member to watch play in the NBA, and we're looking forward to his brother Isaiah next season as well.
More from the NBA with Chris Paul already out with a hand injury. DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns learned prior to last night's matchup with the Portland Trail Blazers that guard Devin Booker was placed in health and safety protocol, so the big man had to respond with 18 points, 8 rebounds to help the Suns stop a 2-game losing skid with a 120-90 win.
Not changing many things up, but just making sure I'm a force down low to get my shooters open, and that's what we did tonight. It started off with their communication, and with that communication brought our pace. And, you know, them dudes had to step ahead of the defense the whole time, and we just flow right into our offense, and it got us in good places, and the defense wasn't quite as set, and it gave us momentum. Just us trusting each other on that end, and, you know, just taking the sacrifice and taking the challenge on guarding, staying in front of the ball, and, you know, accepting guys are going to go on runs and guys are going to make tough shots, but we just stick to our script and, you know, play our solid defense.
Buddy Hield seemed to be fitting in right with his new team, the Indiana Pacers. He has 17 points and 16 rebounds in the 122-114 win last night over the Orlando Magic. And that's going to do it for Sports Thursday. I'm Charles Fisher. Thanks for watching.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Aviation has been around from 1992 in an area far away from most things. In 2018, I picked up the mantle. At the onset that I would have taken over, I was connected to Bahama, and I'm always trying to enhance my Avery's package. And I wanted to expand my customer satisfaction through technology. Everybody comes in and they want to use the Wi-Fi. They want to be able to go live, show off the food and the ambience and the entertainment. So since I've been using the Aero device, my buffering almost went to zero. There's no interruption in that service, which is phenomenal. I would recommend the Aero device to anyone to use it. It works.
When you testify in court, you're expected to tell the truth. Same goes for your insurance application form. You have to answer every question truthfully and provide all the information requested, or you could be found guilty of misrepresentation. That means your insurance company could deny your policy or refuse to pay your claim. Your insurance company relies on the information you provide to determine whether to issue you a policy. Leaving out just one piece of information could lead to misrepresentation. So read your application form carefully. If you're unsure about anything, ask your insurance agent or broker before completing and signing your insurance application form. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, protecting the interests of policyholders.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs Clay Sweden says the Bahamas made numerous international connections in Dubai after